Hi, I'm Jeff. I own Sonoma County Guitar Works and San Francisco Guitar Works, and I am here today to talk about the MusicNomad 18-piece fret care tool set. This is an amazing little piece of equipment. If you are doing fret work, you have to have this. It comes in this nice carrying case, keeping all your tools organized and in one place. Has a hang hole if you'd like to keep it hanging on your pegboard, keeps it right at hand, or if you want to just keep it closed up in the case, you can keep it in your drawer, but everything is neatly organized and always well at hand. This kit plus the L-beam will enable you to do entirely professional level fret work at your house yourself. So once you've got this kit, what's really great is we've done a bunch of videos showing how to do all the different types of fret work that you'll be able to do with this kit. So you can go on the MusicNomad website and you can find support videos for fret leveling, beveling, fret crowning, fret sprout, anything you can do with this kit. So you'll be able to follow along using the kit. We'll show you how to do it, and you'll have professional level fret work that you can do yourself. There are a lot of things I really love about this kit, but one of the things is that you save money by buying all the tools together instead of buying them piecemeal. And we've designed these tools to work really well together, so you know that this as a system is going to work really well for your fret work rather than trying to piece things together from other manufacturers. So this 18-piece toolkit, you can start with fret diagnosis. We have a gauge that will help you determine your fret width, determine whether your frets are seated. It will tell you your fret height minimum for leveling, and we've got a fret level gauge to show you if your frets are within tolerance. So this is really cool to begin to learn how to diagnose fret height issues, determine your width, and so on. It's got a really nice fret rocker. It's a precision machined gauge, very thick, nice weight. Has 4 different length sides so that you can span any 3 frets on a guitar, bass, mandolin, banjo, so you can determine fret to fret level. And it also has a string action gauge on it, which is really handy for setup work, along with a couple of legends with some measurements, suggested action heights, some fraction conversions, just a lot of really handy info, as well as being a really great fret rocker. All the measurements on here are in both metric and in SAE. So you've diagnosed your frets using the diagnostic tools, and you found that you have a high fret. Maybe your guitar's buzzing in one spot. You're going to need the U-files to help you bring that fret down to the level of the adjacent frets. And the U-files are great. They're a channel design, so you can slip them under the string and level the fret right under the string where the actual playing happens. It is a premium diamond abrasive in the center section, and the way these are made is the diamond is exactly the same level as the non-abrasive ends. So those you set the abrasive on the high fret, and then you move the U-file back and forth and you file down the high fret until it doesn't file any further, and then you know that you have your fret level down to the level of the frets next to it. And it's super comfortable. The edges are all rounded. It's really easy to use. It has a hanger hole if you want to put it on your pegboard. These are just really great files for any kind of spot leveling. Even if it's an emergency situation, you're at the gig and you've got, oh my God, I've got one note that's buzzing. You could just buzz it down with the U-file and you'd be able to get through the gig. Once you've leveled your fret down using the U-file, then you're going to move on to your S-file, which is a diamond coated crowning file. It has 2 different radii for different fret widths. One is a medium narrow for frets under 94 thousandths of an inch. The other is wide for frets on up from that size. The really cool and unique thing about the S-file is that it has a safe zone down the center of the cutter. One of the big challenges in fret leveling and crowning is not changing the level of your frets once you've leveled them. Once you've leveled, you have to crown them and make them round again. So without a safe zone, you really have to be careful, and it's very challenging to not go further than you've leveled. But with the safe zone, once you've gotten to the point where the file has hit the exact level of the top of all the frets, the safe zone stops the file from cutting. It's rubber coated, really ergonomic. It has a rounded nose, so you can do spot leveling if you need to just get into one area. It's a really great tool. It's long lasting. It leaves a good surface that's easy to polish out, and I really love using this tool. So now you've leveled your frets, crowned them, and you need to polish them out. The first thing that you're going to need is your grip guard. Now these are really great little tools for protecting your fretboard while you polish your frets. They're an ergonomic handle, it's very easy to hold, and they come in 3 sizes, a small, medium, and jumbo. And they simply go down over the fret sticks out through the slot in the middle, and then you can polish your fret without hitting the wood of your fretboard. So really great tool for getting that final polish. You're going to want to polish your frets out, and with that you're going to use the tracer system. The tracer system uses a micro mesh polishing fabric in 4 different grits that are conveniently labeled on each sleeve. And the way this works is you have your tracer handle, which has a concave edge, and you just slip the sleeve over the tracer handle like so. And it's loaded so that it tensions the sleeve automatically, and you just put the concave side down on your fret, and just like using your S-file, you polish the fret out using the tracer. And if you get to a spot where you've taken some abrasive off, you can just easily rotate this around your handle, get to a new fresh spot of the micro mesh. And you go through your grits, and 1 through 4, and you've got mirror polished frets. They look beautiful. So next up are 2 files that are very handy for treating the ends of your frets. And that's very common if you've done a refret, if you have fret sprout. You can learn about both of those things in some other videos. But the B file is, this is really a cool tool. This is one of my favorites. We use this every day in the shop, just nonstop. So this is a wooden block that has 2 channels in it that hold a file on its edge. And so what this is used for is to bevel in the ends of frets that are overhanging the fretboard. Like I said, either you've refretted and so you have frets that are well overhanging, that are clipped in, that need to be beveled, or you have frets that are sticking out past the fretboard edge because the neck has shrunk and you need to bring those in to the edge of the fretboard to make them feel smooth. This has a 9.5-inch radius on the surface of the block that holds the files. That keeps it from rocking on the frets, which is really nice. The file channels are deep enough that you can really get the file recessed into the block. So if you have clearance issues, you're beveling frets that are above the body of the guitar, you can really tuck the file in tight so you don't have a lot of overhang, and you can work in some areas that are really hard to address with other tools. The B file comes with 2 distinct channels. One is a shallower bevel for the initial bevel of the fret edge, and then one is a steeper bevel that you can use on the fret tangs that are down on the side of the fretboard. The files that come with the B file are single cut on one side and double cut on the other, and the edges of the files are rounded and safed so that if you accidentally skate up onto the tops of your frets, you don't just chew the fret tops with a rough edged file. So it's really ergonomically, it's very comfortable. All of the corners are rounded and broken so that you can hold it very comfortably without it digging into your palm. It's got a hang hole to put it on your pegboard if you want to. But I mean, I'm telling you, this thing is indispensable. It's no lie. We use it constantly. So I really, really love this tool. That would be followed up by your E file, which is another really, really great tool. A lot of thought went into this one as well. This is a premium diamond coated file edge that has a polished flat surface on one side and then a slightly radius surface on the other. Now the reason for that is whenever you have a freshly beveled fret end, you're going to have a very sharp transition between the crown and the new facet that you've made, and you need to be able to break that corner. So you can come in right down at the very point where the fret contacts the fretboard with the flat side of the file. You can come in and break that corner down at the bottom. Then you can flip it over to the radius side and you can round up onto the fret top without gouging your fretboard, which is really important. All of the edges on this are safe, so nothing is going to drag or gouge. The nose of it is nicely rounded. You never want to hit the face of the guitar, but if you inadvertently bump something, you're not immediately going to damage it. The handle is really comfortable. This design fits the hand really well, and you have an arrow on the top side of the file showing that your flat side is down, so it's just a little reminder of which part of the tool you're using. But the diamond coating is the grit leaves a really nice fine polish that's easy to take out with the tracers, but it cuts enough that you don't have to work too hard to get that round over that works really well on the fret ends. So now that you've beveled your fret ends into your fretboard edge and you've rounded your transition between the crown and the facet with your E-file, the tracer system also comes with this little polishing block. After you've done your fret beveling, you will start with your number 2 micro mesh sleeve on the tracer pad, and you can use the hard plastic backer side to polish the facet that the B-file left. So after you've brought the ends in, you're going to have a flat spot on the fret ends. You'll use your hard plastic backer to polish those out. And then you'll flip it over to the soft foam pad and you run that up and down the frets to polish all of the transition area between the crown and the facet that you made with your E-file. So it's a really great little finisher to make those fret ends just mirror shine and just really gleam. I mean, this is what we use. It's totally pro, and you'll be able to get this kind of result at your house doing it yourself. So this is super handy. This is a really great polishing system. The micro mesh sleeves with the tracer are labeled in numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 from coarse to fine, so you always know the proper order to use them. It also comes with a cleaning brush for all the files, your B file, your E file, and S file. So if the files get a little bit loaded up with any fret material, you can use this brass brush and clean them out, and then you're right back to new. So many of you have probably already watched the KISS setup videos, and maybe you thought, I don't know if I'm even going to be able to set up my guitar. But you got the tools, you watched the videos, and you were able to. This is no different. It's just the next logical step from doing setup work to doing fret work. So if you've done your own setup with the KISS system, found you have a little bit of fret buzz, this is the next step for you. Some of this stuff may look a little bit intimidating on the surface, but I am confident that with the support videos and this toolkit, you're going to be able to handle this stuff yourself with no problem. For more videos on how to care for your frets, subscribe to our channel and visit musicnomadcare.com.